Hey, it's Leo on my channel, Mr. Rusty. So this is before we get into those January sales. I wanted to show this off because I'm very impatient. This background is a whole thing. We're in my garage. But so this is the giant bundle of yarn. We're just gonna open it up and see what's inside, and then I'll take a few minutes here, and then we'll hop into our January sales. And maybe by this time we would have already sold a little bundle, a little lot on eBay. So I'm gonna have this little light, and we'll see what we got in here. Y'all, so we paid $30 for all of this yarn. We're gonna see we have at least more than 30 pieces of yarn. That means we paid less than $1 each. Okay, y'all, so we got a light on here, and as we can see, there's over 50 pieces of yarn, pretty much all new or slightly used. A lot of them are just without a label, and it's hard to tell if they're wool or not. Most of them are acrylic, just for being able to tell here. But like it's kind of hard, without the label. Like, this one's wool, so I just got to kind of feel and compare. It's a little hard, so I might just label it as mixed lot, possibly wool or mostly acrylic. And then I have a bunch of these. There's like 6 or 8 of these, and they do have the label, so we'll be able to lot those. So we definitely are getting this paid for. And also, you never know what you find. It was just a barrel, and he filled up a blanket sheet of stuff. So I got a couple of cross stitch, I believe, little items here, and these should also sell on their own. So we did pretty good on this buy. I will definitely update through time to see how well we do. So here I pulled out this Lamb's Pride brand vintage with 85% wool. What's that? 15% mohair. And these sell pretty well. I found 2 of these in this color. Right. So these do well as a little lot. And then we have a lot of red and the various shades of red. These should do well as well and pay for everything. I believe at least $40 here altogether. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So let's get into January sales. Okay, y'all, so we're doing screenshots right now, and we're going to do the sales based on how long they took to sell and the price, and then obviously we'll be able to see here the profit margins. And so these first 2 items that sold was, look at that, on January 1st, after Christmas, we sold a vintage hand-blown fish, a little ornament, which I usually find in my mystery bags of Christmas ornaments, and those usually come out to 50 cents or less. And this guy was about 50 cents, and it sold for $12. And then I got the Allen Edmonds. These, I picked these up, I believe I paid between $12 to $16, and these sold probably within a week and a half, so less than 2 weeks. And they sold for full asking price of $75. As we can see here, Christmas still sells after Christmas. So on January 3rd and January 4th, we had 2 Christmas sales. A vintage Busia Christmas stocking, a little new and packaged cross stitch, sold for 18 plus shipping. And these were retail arbitrage Martha Stewart mushroom ornaments. I do not recommend picking up these type of items unless they are unique like these. So I had 4 sets of these mushroom ornaments, got them for $7 each, and they sold for here full asking price of $18 times 4. I made a pretty decent profit on that, and they sat for about a month because they didn't sell during Christmas. So on January 5th, I sold this vintage Cabin Creek sweater. And I do not recommend picking up unless I have a decent pattern. This one I only picked up because it was $2. It took me about 5 months to sell, and I got full asking price. Then I also sold this Tim Holt stamp collection, or a little set. They were new, which made me more comfortable with selling them. And I also got them in a big lot of stamps. So this, I believe I paid no more than $1. And they sold for $12. I had them at $15, so I took the best offer. On January 7th, we had an excellent sale. Paid about $12 for this vintage Wrangler brush popper. I do recommend picking up vintage Wrangler as long as the patterns are good. Not all patterns will fetch this price, but this one had a very nice pattern in great condition, and it fetched me that 110. I believe I had it at 130, but that was bait. so I could just get a best offer of over 100, and it worked. I always do these items plus shipping, but I always have my offers on so that I'm able to be workable for the buyer. And this vintage Eli Cattleman I picked up because it was a 3X and it was in good condition at about $7. Took about a month to sell, and we got a best offer. I believe I had it at $35. So this vintage Mickey Disney shirt I picked up for about $5 or $6. Sold it for $25, and I believe I had it at $35 with the best offer. And I picked it up because it was in good condition. Other than that, I wouldn't mess with it unless it's under $5. And I got this Athleta jacket. It did have some flaws, but it was like some kind of stainage, and it was color matched to the blue, so it wasn't very noticeable. I make sure I noted that because it's always important. And it sold pretty quick within 3 days of listing. And I believe I paid up for it. It was about $12 or $13, but it was a quick profit. Now, these two items, they definitely have sat in my store forever. This golf set, I bought 4 of them, and for $5 at Walmart, they were selling. And this is my first one that has sold over about 6 to 8 months. Good profit, but still waste of space, waste of time. And this Olaf ornament I bought when I was barely figuring out that Christmas ornaments sell. I bought it for $1, and it finally sold after about a year. But we did have it as a decoration, so it sold after about a year, and for I believe full asking price. I don't think I took an offer on that one. So here I picked up these Chaco boots. Not all of them sell well, but these have been doing pretty good for me. I found 2 and I sold 2. These ones sold for $45 plus shipping. I got them for $12.99, and I just made sure they were in good condition. And then, as you can see here, another Martha Stewart item, which was retail arbitrage. This one I believe I paid up at $12, but I wanted to test it out, and it did sell, but it took about 4 months to sell. So this was another one of those mystery ornament bags. I got this ornament for probably 25 cents. Took a while to sell, but it sold after Christmas. And also these Christmas appliques, they sold after Christmas as well. And they, I believe they were about $1 for the little bundle there. This Gigabyte switch I picked up at a Salvation Army for $2.50. It was brand new in package, so that was super easy to list, and it sold within 2 days of listing. And this eye clicker is just from my past, so it was no expense, but I did get a little money instead of it just sitting in my closet. So here we have a bolo, this Jurassic World Real FX hand puppet. It's very cool, very noticeable. I found 2. This one was working, the other one wasn't, and it was my first time dealing with this type of item. So I did not want to buy the broken one. I left it, but I think I could have still sold the broken one as is. And they do sell well. Took about a month to sell, and just always be on the lookout for those. And then these are Keen, I believe, knee-high boots, and they were only $12. Sold for full asking price, and obviously you can see here the buyer did leave me a note, and I took care of that, and I believe we got positive feedback after. I do not recall. Also, another bolo will be Peanuts. Majority of Peanuts items, vintage, will sell well for you. They have a good sell-through rate. And so this little welcome flag, I got it for $3 and sold it for $25. Took me about 3 months. And then this Walls jacket, I did not think Walls would sell. I searched it up because I was like, this is a nice color. Turns out it sells. Got it for $12, and we flipped it. And I think it was at $55. So we took a little best offer there. Didn't knock off too much, and it's always plus shipping. So very good margins there. So we have another bolo, these Lakeshore keys or any type of baby keys. I believe they're good for educational use. These sold internationally really quick within 2 days of listing, and they went for full asking price. And then here you see an example of a vintage Wrangler shirt that I picked up for $6. And as we can see, it did not sell for $100. I couldn't even get a $30 price tag on that. It was good at, I think I had it at $23, took a best offer. So here y'all we see that I did some more experimenting. One of my first blankets that I've sold, and this one had a great keyword, Celestial. It had 8 watchers until somebody paid full price for it. I got it for $4 at the thrift store, and it did have flaws, so always note your flaws. And this Levi's denim button up, I got it for $4, and it sold pretty quick within a week of listing for full asking price. So here was an awesome find. I found this Nojo vintage Noah's Ark baby blanket. Vintage baby items have been doing great for me, and I love picking them up. I love finding them. It was only $3. I got the baby crib liner bumpers, but eBay took them down because of a recall or something, or maybe my listing had the wrong keywords. I'm not going to list them up again. I don't want to risk that. And so I don't recommend dealing too much with the baby liners unless you know they don't have a recall, however that works. And then as we can see here, I have this Hallmark mac and cheese set plushies. I got them for 95 cents, so about $1. And they sold after about 5 months, but they don't take up much space. They're easy to ship. So as we can see here, another pair of Choco boots sold. These I bought before the other ones. The other ones sold quicker, and those took about 2 weeks after listing. This one's took about a month after listing. And these I bought at $15.99, and we sold them for $50. They each fetched their own price, so each model will depend on your asking price. And as we can see here, this was a cool item. I got it for $2.50. I couldn't leave it behind. It's just too cool. Vintage Pyrex salt and pepper shaker. Great condition. And I wish I had the pair. The pair does better. But this one did sell for full asking price, and I had a satisfied customer. I will always be on the lookout for these because they're too cool and they're easy to ship. So these Danskos, when I bought them in store, they look clean. When I got home, I saw that there was a little rip in the leather, or some of the leather was peeled. So that brought my price down from $35.40 asking. I brought it down to $25 plus shipping at least. And it did sell for full price. And my customer was satisfied. I didn't get any type of claims or returns. They were fine. I kept it noted that there was a flaw. And right here, this Nerf football, I bought it for $3. I was expecting $25, and I was expecting it to sell quick. It's been sitting for about 5 months, and it finally sold. And would I pick up again? It just depends on the model, honestly. So these Maxwell little camcorder DVDs were brand new in package, but they were just at my house, so had no expense. Just getting them out of the garage and listed them on eBay. I have a few more sets, so good profit right there. And here's another example of vintage baby. Found this vintage baby Looney Tunes blanket. I believe it was $3 or less, and it sold pretty quick at full asking price. Okay, down to the last 3 sales. So we had this Five Nights at Freddy's blanket sold for $15. I bought it when the movie was coming out. I was prepping. I paid up for about $4, and it did not sell until now. So it took a while to sell. I was not happy with that. Probably would never buy it again. And unless it was 50 cents, then I'm cool with that. And then here, this Boyd's Bears item. I will never buy Boyd's Bears again. It took forever to sell. And right when I was selling it, I touched the hockey stick and it snapped off. Then I looked and it had already been super glued, so I just re-snapped it off. I told the customer they don't want anything to do with it, and neither do I, so I am disposing of this. And then our last item that we have is this awesome little vintage Eeyore plush backpack. These will always do well. Sold within a week or 2 of listing, and I paid $7. Very happy with the sale, and I'll keep an eye out for more in the future. And just recently, in the same exact thrift store, I found a vintage Winnie the Pooh backpack, which we'll see in a newer video. All right, y'all, I'm going to hop out. This is Mr. Rusty, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoy. I'm here to provide information on garage sales, estate sales, reselling, all types of things. And we're going to have a lot of fun with future videos. I also have a new video coming out with maybe the start of a little candy business. We'll see what's up. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you in the next video.